Alright. Hello everybody, it is I, Granorite, and here we are back with another episode of Let's Play Pokemon Emerald with our Gen 3 type challenge of Psychic type. Our sixth and final Psychic type team, which is going to be Alakazam, Mr. Mime, Metagross, and Slowbro. Not Slowking, we've already done Slowking. And as we do, we're going to read about some Pokemon biologies, get our team up to level 7, and then move forward. And of course, the issue at the beginning of the game is going to be Abra here, who only knows Teleport until it evolves at level 16, but we'll get it up. Has Synchronize for its ability. Decent stats and everything. What do we know about Abra? Medium slow leveling rate Pokemon. Abra is a bipedal mammalian Pokemon that is primarily yellow. Its face is kite-shaped with a small pale yellow snout and two short pointed ears with pale yellow interiors. Its white eyes are normally closed. Abra's body is segmented with black skin visible between its joints and along its neck. It has two brown pauldron-shaped extensions on its shoulders, as well as a brown fold-like piece around its chest. It has 3 digits on each hand and foot, but its fingers are considerably shorter than its toes. 2 of its toes face forward, while 1 faces backwards. Its tail is thick and long, with a brown band located near the tip. Abra can sense danger through a telepathic radar. When it does, it teleports to a safe location. However, it sometimes becomes panicked if it wakes in an unknown location. By hypnotizing itself, Abra is able to teleport itself even while sleeping. It can use other extra sensory abilities while sleeping as well, and can even teleport into treetops to pick and eat berries. The deeper Abra sleeps, the further it teleports. Due to the strain of its telepathic power, however, Abra sleeps 18 hours a day. If it fails to rest long enough, it will become unable to use its powers. The contents of Abra's dream can affect its powers, and Abra lives in urban areas, but has been absorbed to teleport to a different location once per hour. If it teleports randomly, it can create illusory copies. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Abra. Ruby says Abra sleeps for 18 hours a day. However, it can sense the presence of foes even while it is sleeping. In such a situation, this Pokemon immediately teleports to safety. Sapphire says Abra needs to sleep for 18 hours a day. If it doesn't, this Pokemon loses its ability to use its telekinetic powers. If it is attacked, Abra escapes using Teleport while it is still sleeping. Emerald says a Pokemon that sleeps 18 hours a day. Observation revealed that it uses Teleport to change its location once every hour. Fire Red says it sleeps for 18 hours a day. It uses a variety of extrasensory powers even while asleep. And Leaf Green says using its abilities to read mind, it will sense impending danger and teleport to safety. Next we have Mr. Mime, who has Soundproof for its ability. I think this is not the first Pokemon that's have Soundproof, but they're pretty few and far between. So it avoids all sound-based moves. Decent stats, being it's a single evolution. Knows Confusion and Barrier at level 5. What do we know about Mr. Mime? Mr. Mime is a medium fast leveling rate Pokemon. Mr. Mime is a bipedal humanoid Pokemon. Blue growths resembling clown hair extend from the side of its pale pink head. There is a magenta circle on each cheek. Its jaw is curved inwards, resembling the mouth of a wooden dummy. It has a round white body with a magenta spot in the middle, light pink arms and legs that connect its body via magenta spheres, and small white coverings over its knees. Its white hands resemble gloves with magenta pads on the tips of its white fingers, and its dark blue feet curl upwards at the tip. From birth, this Pokemon is an excellent pantomime. As it matures, it gains the abilities to solidify air molecules by vibrating its fingertips. This ability allows it to create invisible objects with gestures. It punishes those who interrupt its act or are not impressed by slapping them. In the trading card game, Mr. Mime is shown to be adept at rock climbing. Mr. Mime is usually very rare, but it can be found in suburban areas. As mentioned in Pokemon Sleep, it is hard to tell whether Mr. Mime is either sleeping or pretending to be asleep due to its masterful pantomime. In Generation 2, Substitute was its signature move. Prior to Generation 6 and Generation 7, Mr. Mime and its pre-evolved form Mime Jr. were the only known Pokemon that could have the filter ability, which is good to know. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Mr. Mime, Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald all say Mr. Mime is a master of pantomime. It gestures and motions convince watchers that something unseeable actually exists. Once it is believed, it will exist as if it were a real thing. Fire Red says it is adept at conning people. It is said to be able to create walls out of thin air by miming. And Leaf Green says if interrupted while it is miming, it will suddenly double slap the offender with its broad hands. Next, we have Beldum, who has clear body for its ability, so its stats cannot be reduced. Only knows takedown, and will only know takedown until it evolves. A slow leveling rate Pokemon. Beldum is a robotic Pokemon that has a long body with a set of claws sticking out of its rear end. It has one large red eye in the center of its nearly spherical head, which is set into the ball and socket joint at its front end. A short crest projects from its body and extends over its head. Even though Beldum is mechanical, it still has emotions, the need to eat, and a way of reproducing. Beldum's body lacks blood and instead is made of cells that are all magnets. It uses magnetism to move, communicate, and control its attacks. Beldum sometimes gather in swarms, communicating with each other telepathically and magnetically, and moving in sync. When enraged, it can cause nearby machines to break from its strong magnetism. Beldum can use its magnetic force to rapidly pull in enemies, and then use its sharp claws to harm them. Beldum is scarce in the wild, but it does tend to inhabit areas with rugged terrain. It anchors itself to a cliff using its hooks when it sleeps. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Beldum. Ruby says, instead of blood, a powerful magnetic force courses through Beldum's body. This Pokemon communicates with others by sending controlled pulses of magnetism. Sapphire says Beldum keeps itself floating by generating a magnetic force that repels the Earth's natural magnetism. When it sleeps, this Pokemon anchors itself to a cliff using the hooks on its rear end. Emerald says when Beldum gather in a swarm, they move in perfect unison as if they were but one Pokemon. They communicate with each other using brain waves. And Fire Red and Leaf Green say it uses magnetic waves to converse with its kind. All the cells in its body are magnetic. And then our final Pokemon is Slowpoke, who is oblivious, so it prevents attraction. Currently knows Tackle, Yawn, and Curse. A medium fast leveling rate Pokemon. Slowpoke is a pink Pokemon that resembles a cross between a salamander and a hippopotamus. It has vacant eyes that never seem focused, curled ears, and a rounded tan muzzle. It has 4 legs, each of which ends in a single white claw. Its long tapering tail has a white tip, and this tail drips a sweet, sappy substance that is attractive to many species of fish. Slowpoke uses his tail as a fishing lure. The tail often breaks off, but it will grow back. Slowpoke tails are considered a delicacy and commonly used as a cooking ingredient. In Alola, they are often dried and used in home-cooked stews, while in Galar, they are smoked and packaged as a curry ingredient. Slowpoke is also known to dive underwater to hunt, but is often itself caught instead. Slowpoke has a notoriously dim intellect and often forgets what it is doing. It takes a long time to respond to outside stimuli. For example, it could take up to 5 seconds to process pain. It can take an entire day to notice when its tail has been bitten. Slowpoke is commonly found at the water's edge. In some places, it is believed that Slowpoke's yawn causes rain. This Pokemon is worshipped in those areas. Its vacant expression is said to help some people relax while causing irritation to others. It is posited that those who lead hectic lives are most likely to become relaxed. As mentioned in Pokemon Sleep, researchers have debated if Slowpoke is either awake or asleep while it stands around doing nothing. And our Gen 3 Pokedex information for Slowpoke. Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald all say Slowpoke uses its tail to catch prey by dipping it in the water at the side of a river. However, this Pokemon often forgets what it's doing and often spends the entire day just loafing at the water's edge. Fire Red says it is always vacantly lost in thought, but no one knows what it is thinking about. It is good at fishing with its tail, and Leaf Green says incredibly slow and dopey. It takes 5 seconds for it to feel pain when under attack. And we are happy to have him on the team. So we're going to be focusing on getting Abra up first. We want speed and special attack on Abra, but if we get some other stats, that's not going to be a huge issue. The main thing we do not want on Abra is attack and defense. A little HP is not going to hurt it, so we'll swap over to Slowpoke here. Gonna let Beldum take down this Zigzagoon. Just because I took some down the other day, getting these up just to level 5. Alright, and I'd like Mr. Mime to take on the Lotads. Mr. Mime also didn't learn Confusion until level 5, so it was swapping in and out as well. My tracker gonna catch up here? Because it's like not doing anything. Ooh, a Ralts. Now we're gonna get this on like everybody that can get it, that needs it, which is Abra, Mr. Mime, and Slowpoke. Spread around all that special attack. Yeah, Slowpoke's already slow there, Wurmple. I'm gonna look for a Lotad, thank you. Alright, so we're gonna keep Abra back while we get everybody else up to 7. Unless we get a, another... Ralts. So we're looking for special attack and special defense here on Mr. Mime. So Ralts and Lotads. And I'll wait till I get a Ralts. Oh, not a Ralts, a Lotad. Goodness gracious, really? Where are they? And don't worry about Abra getting experience. There's going to be plenty of time for it to get experience, because we're going to be swapping it in and out in a lot of these trainer fights as we make our way to Rustboro. There we go. Oh, we learned Growl on Slowpoke too. Wow. Another one. Very nice. And another one. Wow. I mean, I'm really not complaining. It's amazing that we've gotten this many Ralts. There we go. Alright, let's go heal so we can get Slowpoke's tackles back. So evolution-wise, we will have one evolution next episode, and then we will have one the episode after that, and then all the other episodes will happen at level 20 or at level 37, which will be sometime after Winona. Wow, 2 C-Dots that quick. It's only a 1% chance to run into C-Dots. Wurmples. Now I need those Wurmples. Now you're not giving them to me because you gave me 5 billion of them earlier. Yeah, that'll get Slowpoke up to 67. Or not 67, just a level 7. What am I saying? Alright, last but not least, we got Beldum. And we want Beldum to get attack and defense. So we want those Poochyenas and then the C-Dots that we're never going to see again. But we'll get Poochyenas. There's a Ralts. Well, we'll get that on everybody. We're not going to let that pass up. There's a Poochyenna. Now we're going to focus all we can EV-wise because this team is going to get a lot of EVs spread about that are not ideal EVs, but it's going to be what it is. And we're just going to let it go because we don't really have a choice. Beldum's just going to need a lot of healing early on because of Takedown, which we saw this when we did our Steel-type playthrough with it. But it's all worth it to get that Metang and that Metagross. Alright, let's go heal again. One more. Ralts will probably do it. Again, we're not going to pass up special attack on everybody. Alright, let's do one final heal and let's get going. So we're going to do multiple episodes today, but I'll probably be taking breaks in between to do that grass trading because I don't want to be... I think this team is going to need... The grass trading is going to be difficult early on because of the switching in and out with Abra and just initial move sets and stuff. But, you know, once we get past that, then it should be... Because we're not going to be able to let Abra fight for itself until after Roxanne. So it's going to be a while. Let's do a curse. Oh, he slowed me even more. Let's yawn it. Let's do one more curse. Now let's start going. Good deal. And Abra's at level 8 already, which is awesome. Let's swap in Mr. Mime here. He tried to growl at me and Soundproof blocked it. Excellent. Alright, final fight here on this route. Excellent. And that's just a free switch in for us, is what it all boils down to there. Now for the Shroomish, we're going to go just the Slowpoke here. We'll put it to sleep. Then I'm going to curse a couple times. So we can hopefully take it down a little quicker. Because its Absorb could be dangerous. Nice. Good job, Slowpoke. Alright, let's heal up here and do this little cutscene where Wally goes and catches his first Pokemon. Alright, we'll talk to Scott. And off we go. Very nice. C-Dot will go to Beldum. Hopefully it doesn't use Bide super quickly. It does. I think we can take it out in 2 hits before it hits us, as long as we hit both of them. Alright, and we do. Alright, we need this heart scale. Where is it? That's an antidote, that's not a heart scale. There it is. Because we have a move that we have to teach Abra after it evolves, that is its signature move, that we haven't actually had in any of the previous games because we haven't been able to get it. But we can get it in this one. Alright, we swap over to Mr. Mime again. No growl because of soundproof. Awesome. She'll heal it because we took it so low. Can you go outside? Okay, just a second, everybody. Let's go, come on. Sorry about that. Dog had to go potty. At least she came and got me. Alright, let's get a little more HP on Abra, I think. We're just going to speed through this because it's just Slowpoke tackling. While we swap it Abra in and out. Alright. The next fights are all for Beldum. Which I probably could just go to the next one. And then come back and heal. Missed. Good critical. Alright, we'll go heal now and then come back and take on the, Ninkadas. We'll get Abra and Mr. Mime in this fight, so we can use Abra and Mr. Mime in the double battle coming up, and then they'll have defense that's at a multiple of 4. Alright, now we'll just go straight to Beldum. Bullet seed. Probably should have swap Mr. Mime up to the front. Alright, let's just swap Mr. Mime up. And then we'll go to Slowpoke. Yawn. Let's curse a few times. Oh, woke up quick, didn't it? There we go. Had to use a potion to keep Slowpoke alive. Happens. Alright, we're just gonna let Abra fail to teleport a few times while Mr. Mime cleans up everything. Oh, we went substitute already for Mr. Mime. That's pretty good. think we're keeping that the entire moveset too. Alright. So just Magikarps. Just more experience for these two. Accidentally clicked the wrong button on the Switch. Alright, so like I said, this team's going to take a little bit to grass train up to 15, just to its early moveset difficulties. So we'll get cut here, and then we are going to end this episode and take a break while I get the team leveled up to level 15. Whoops. Toss that. Still got some lum berries in here too from the news. We'll toss those. I shouldn't have those. Alright, so yeah, we're going to heal here. We're going to end this episode, but we will be back later this morning with another episode, hopefully 2. So just look for me to come back online. We do hope you enjoyed this episode, and we'll see you all next time.